Well, hello, hello. Welcome back to Neptune Fish Tarot. My name is Alicia. I am going to be doing a reading for the full moon in Virgo that's coming up. It's either the night of the 27th of February, which is Saturday, or the morning of Sunday, the 28th of February. So we'll just call it this weekend. And yeah, we are definitely at the end of February, and we've got a really big full moon in Virgo coming up. And so I thought, well, let's find out what the message for this time is for those of us who like to celebrate our moon cycles. And I'm using the Lantern Oracle today by Angelina Mirabito. I hope I'm saying that right. I did pull out a Moonology Oracle card. And yeah, so let's kind of get into the message. Just 8 tarot cards came out today. These are, oh gosh, what's this guy's name? He's got several decks. Ciro Marchetti. This is one of his decks. I can't remember which one this is. But anyway. Yeah, so we had 8 cards fall out. And it's not really a cohesive energy. I think there are several different things here that it appears that we need to concern ourselves with. And so it starts out with 2 twos. We've got the 2 of Wands, which I love here that it kind of shows us this is Mars in Aries. 2 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. And 2s in tarot are always about choice points, decision points. Here in the 2 of Wands, we see the 2 pillars leading to a path. And so this is about a decision to move forward. Wands energy is always about taking action. Mars in Aries is its very comfortable home sign, and so it's all about making a decision to take action, and it seems to be imminent. 2 of Cups, Venus in Cancer is going to always be about it's always going to be about choosing that sort of love emotion, right? That Venus in Cancer, where we come home to partnership, oftentimes a divine partnership, but in any partnership, it's that decision to mirror outward from a place of love. Okay. And then very aptly we have the Ace of Coins. Now, Virgo is an earth sign, okay? And the fact that we're having a full moon in Virgo and we get the Ace of Coins, aces are always the starting place. So I feel like, again, just like yesterday, this energy is all sort of like very beginning energy. This is like we're starting at this this beginning of a new journey, the start of some kind of a new cycle. Ace of Coins is where the universe kind of hands us a new thing, a new idea, a new inspiration, a new opportunity, to take something, right? To decide that we're going to move forward with this energy, and we're going to take this opportunity to make something, right? To make something bring something into physical reality. And I love that we had the Six of Wands come out right next to it. So, um, again, Wands energy, right? And this is a victory card. Whenever you see the Six of Wands, I mean, you can kind of see like this guy is sort of like proclaiming his victory. Um, it also kind of reminds me of like back in the Roman times, right? Like he is riling up the masses. He's getting everybody ramped up and ready for the victory, the victory march. This kind of tells me that we are um, getting ourselves ready to move forward, um, with the absolute notion that whatever we're about to embark on is going to yield ourselves a victorious result. Um, in the bottom row, we've got the Three of Swords, the Five of Coins, and the Four of Coins. And we're going to take this kind of as a grouping. Three of Swords is a lot of, that's a lot of disappointing mental energy. This is usually a heartbreak. This is usually trying to overcome something that just did not really go well for us. Okay, that's the Three of Swords. And the Five of Coins is also sort of a tough energy. Fives are always conflicts, right? And in the Five of Coins, we see somebody who is out in the cold. She's she's kind of like not fully clothed. She's not warm. She's clearly suffering. Her face has a very distraught expression. She seems to be holding a cup in her hand. I'm not certain if that's a cup for, she's trying to collect an offering perhaps, but she's certainly out in the cold and she is not in a good place, and she is in a place of lack and a place of suffering. And so we see the Three of Swords into the Five of Coins looking like we're in a pretty lacking, disturbed headspace here. And then when you add the Four of Coins on it, it's this whole idea of, this gentleman is sort of hanging on to his coins. He's very proud of these coins. Maybe this is somebody who really values possessions, and he is going to covet these coins for himself. He's proud of them. He would do anything to guard them, to secure them, to make sure that they are close to him and that they are not allowed to be out of his sight, out of his mind. And so here, I think with these three cards, we sort of see somebody who is really having a tough time letting go of these painful emotions, of these thoughts of lack, of these doubts and these fears and these worries of not having enough, not being enough, not allowing past hurts to be forgiven, not allowing past what might be perceived as a failure. Thinking that we are not in a position to overcome these things, thinking that we are perhaps victims of our environments, of our circumstances, thinking about ourselves, right? A Four of Coins, that just occurred to me as well. Somebody who is focused squarely on serving themselves and always wondering about what they can do to get ahead, um, at the expense of maybe somebody else. Okay, so these are all the kinds of energies that, um, all the kinds of scenarios that these three cards may entail. And I think what we see on offer here is the universe coming in with this full moon in Virgo and saying no. Virgo is a sign, by the way, of service to others. Very interestingly, um, this is the sign of putting others' needs ahead of our own. And I think the message here, honestly, is that when we make a decision to move forward, um, in from a place of love and from a place of nurturing and caring for others, when we bring forth our gifts that are given to us, in service of others, um, we are able to overcome this sort of energy. Maybe in the past, those are the things that did plague us. Maybe those are the things that did concern us. But I think here in the final spot, we see the Knight of Wands. Again, a Wands fiery energy. And this knight is here with his dragon to slay all of that negativity that has plagued us in the past. His dragon is looking right at that Four of Coins, with the fire breathing right out of his mouth, and he is primed and ready to go to overcome this energy, to overcome this lacking, sort of mental outlook, which has gotten these people into places in their lives where, I mean, they're just not happy anymore. They're not happy in these places. And so what's on offer for us now is we're finally able to get the momentum, the energy of this new moon. It's time to take into consideration, how can we be the water bearer? Okay, how can we come in, at the end of Aquarius season into Pisces season, um, with a full moon in Virgo, and come in with a new way of being that embodies this idea of service, that embodies love, that embodies, action towards something greater than ourselves, something divine that can spark for the greater good of humanity, for the people in our communities, for the people in our immediate environments, and for the people in the world. What can we do to overcome and to conquer these old, outmoded ways of being and thinking, which have really led us to this place of stagnation and unhappiness? I think this is it here. Step out of your comfort zone. The North Node right now is in the sign of Gemini, the twins. And Gemini is ruled by Venus, which is currently in Pisces. Um, this is really all about how we share our love with others and the decisions that we're making to love others. That may not be necessarily a comfortable place for most of us to operate out of. Um, that may not be how, we were raised perhaps in our environments. That may not be what we're used to, um, receiving that that sort of energy, that sort of love from others, and so we're not familiar with how to be that love either. And so, yeah, it may be very uncomfortable. The idea of this may be very foreign, okay? Um, but forgiveness, right? Hurt blocks our light. And I think this is a really great time at the full moon to sit and ask ourselves, how have we been hurt? And who can we forgive um, in order to start to allow this hurt to heal? We may just be at the very, very beginning stages of forgiving ourselves and perhaps forgiving others, so that we can step out of that place of lack, that place of pain, that place of suffering. These are all themes that Virgo deals with, right? How can we step out of this thing where we have been victims throughout our lives, blaming ourselves, blaming others? These are all things that we can start to meditate on, to think about. And sharing. There is giving and receiving and giving. Perfectly Virgo themes. That's a perfectly Virgo theme. There's something about coming together with others. Separating ourselves from this mentality of, that we have to be on our own, that we have to do it alone. Not only sharing what we have with others, but also receiving what others want to give us, right? So it's one thing to, and I think that people are one or the other. You're either someone who's extremely comfortable with sharing and giving, or you're extremely comfortable with receiving, right? But usually not both. And there's a reciprocal relationship there. And so this is another theme that's probably going to come up during the Virgo full moon. It's very Virgo in energy. And then the last piece, which is creative power. Release your alchemical energy into the world. This looks very much like Empress energy. And I think this ties in nicely with our top row here. It's really just about making that decision to bring into the world this Wands energy, this creative energy. We may be at the beginning to define exactly what that is or how we want to go about doing that. But these are just larger themes right now that we can begin to think about. Um, oh, there's me. How can we how can we step out of our comfort zone? How can we change up the status quo of our lives? It's so that we can give ourselves the opportunity to make positive changes, to conquer negative mindsets, right? To bring joy, you know, and community and creativity and love into our existence. So I'll leave it right there. I hope that you got something from the message today. And I'll see you next time. Bye.